Steve Harvey had hosted countless families on the stage of Family Feud, but nothing could have prepared him for that crisp November afternoon in 2023, when 91-year-old Clara Navarro stepped forward, her silver cane glinting under the studio lights. An unspoken spark lit up the room, a quiet hum of something extraordinary about to unfold. Clara, with her snow-white hair swept into an elegant chignon, stood alongside her family, 5 generations of Navarro women from San Antonio, Texas. From Clara, born in the dust of the Great Depression, to her 18-year-old great-great-granddaughter Sophia, with her electric blue hair and a defiant spark in her eyes, they were a living tapestry of time. No one, not even Steve, could have foreseen that Clara, the eldest, would weave a moment so profound it would ripple through hearts and history, redefining what it meant to be unstoppable. Clara had lived a life carved from resilience. Born in 1932 on a small farm outside San Antonio, she'd toiled in cotton fields as a girl, worked in factories during the war, and raised 7 children alone after her husband's early death. At 67, she'd earned her GED, a quiet triumph that spoke of her unyielding spirit. But on this stage, she was about to do something so improbable it would defy the odds and leave the show's analysts scrambling. As the Navarro family took their places for this special multi-generational episode, the air was thick with anticipation. Clara's gentle wit and sharp gaze won the crowd instantly. When Steve asked her the secret to her long life, Clara leaned into the microphone, her voice steady and warm, a smile tugging at her lips. "Mr. Harvey, I've outlived every doctor who said I'd never see 70. The trick is to laugh at limits and keep moving forward." The audience chuckled, but her words carried a quiet steel, a promise of something fierce beneath her frail frame. Steve, charmed by Clara's fire, couldn't help but worry that the game's fast pace might overwhelm her. The producers had offered a chair, suggested skipping the dash to the podium, even proposed letting her family handle the buzzer. Clara's response was firm, her eyes flashing. "I didn't travel 1,000 miles to be coddled. I'm 91, not gone. Let me play." Her granddaughter, Lucia, later shared that Clara had practiced for months with a homemade buzzer, her hands steady, her determination unshakable. The Navarro family's journey to Family Feud had begun 2 years earlier, when Sophia, the youngest, submitted an application celebrating their 5-generation legacy. Clara had been the quiet force behind it, her love for the show spanning decades, her heart set on this stage before time ran out. As the game began, Clara held her own against the rival Castillo family, her answers sharp and surprising. Asked to name something people do on their phones, she buzzed in with, "lose themselves," earning laughter and a top answer. "People have always found ways to get lost," she told Steve with a knowing nod. "The phone's just the latest excuse." The first hint of something miraculous came in the 3rd round. The question, name something people fib about on dating apps. Before anyone could blink, Clara's cane tapped the podium, her buzzer ringing out. "Their age," she said, her voice clear and certain. The board lit up. "Number 1 answer." Steve's jaw dropped and he teased, "Clara, how do you know about dating apps?" Clara's smile was sly. "Mr. Harvey, I've got 47 grandkids and great-grandkids. You think they don't tell me about their heartaches? I'm old, not out of touch." The audience roared, but her family began to see it. Clara wasn't just playing. She was commanding the game with a clarity none had expected. Round after round, her answers cut through the noise. Gossip at holiday dinners, passed before the turkey, earning a laugh and a nod from Steve. Her family had feared she might falter, but Clara was their anchor, her wisdom a steady current pulling them toward victory. The Navarros won, advancing to the high-stakes fast money round, where $20,000 hung in the balance. The family huddled, debating who should face the pressure. Convention pointed to Sophia's quick wit, or Lucia's broad knowledge, but Clara's voice cut through, calm and sure. "Let Lucia go first. I'll finish it." Her family hesitated, the weight of the second slot heavy with risk. Lucia scored a solid 157 points, leaving Clara to chase just 43. As Steve guided her to the podium, Clara's calm was unshakable, her hands steady on her cane, her eyes bright with a fire that seemed to burn through time. "Miss Clara," Steve said, his voice warm. 43 points to win big. Feeling the pressure? Clara's smile was serene, almost fierce. Pressure was raising 7 kids on a seamstress's pay. This is joy. What followed was a moment that would echo across the world. Steve read the first question. Name a fruit in a fruit salad. Pineapple, Clara said, her voice ringing out before the question's echo faded. Name something people do when nervous. Twist their rings. Name. A place you wait in line. Post office. Name something. Loud. Thunder. Name a reason to return a gift. Doesn't fit. Each answer came like a heartbeat. Steady and sure, no hesitation in her voice. The studio held its breath as Steve tallied the points, his face shifting from calm to disbelief. He looked at Clara, then at the card, then back again. The audience stilled, sensing history in the making. Miss Clara, Steve said, his voice trembling with awe. Every single answer you gave was the top answer. Pineapple, 47 points. Twisting rings, 31. Post office, 29. Thunder, 44. Doesn't fit? 49. You scored a perfect 200. The studio erupted, a wave of cheers and tears crashing over the room. The Navarro family collapsed into a sobbing embrace, their pride and love for Clara spilling over. But Clara stood calm, her nod soft as if she'd always known this moment was hers. Steve, shaken, called for verification. Dr. Elena Vargas, the show's statistician, stepped forward, her laptop trembling in her hands. The odds of a perfect fast money round are 1 in 555,000, she said, her voice unsteady. For a 91-year-old factoring in assumed cognitive slowdown? It's impossible. Steve turned to Clara, his eyes wide. How did you do it? Clara's answer, simple and profound, would echo for years. Mr. Harvey, human hearts don't change. I've watched people for 91 years. My kids, my grandkids, my neighbors. They worry the same, love the same, dream the same. I didn't guess. I knew. Then came the revelation that stunned them all. Clara had been studying Family Feud for 15 years, filling 17 notebooks with every question, every answer, every pattern. Sophia showed Steve a photo of Clara's desk, piles of color-coded notes, charts, graphs, a scholar's haven built by a great-great-grandmother. I didn't just watch, Clara said, her voice soft but firm. I learned. I saw the patterns, fruits in summer, worries in winter. I calculated. Her family admitted they'd thought she was just a fan, not a strategist who'd cracked the code of human nature. Clara's triumph became a global phenomenon. Miss Clara trended worldwide, her perfect round replayed on screens from Tokyo to London. News outlets hailed the 91-year-old who redefined possible. But beyond the headlines, Clara's story sparked a reckoning. Dr. Miguel Torres, a gerontologist, studied her mind, finding neural pathways vibrant with life, proof that age could sharpen, not dull. Clara became a consultant for Family Feud, her insights shaping future episodes. Her great-great-granddaughter, Sophia, switched her major to gerontology. Inspired by Clara's fire, a non-profit, Wisdom's Light, was born, helping elders share their gifts. Clara's notebooks, a treasure trove of human insight, were digitized by universities, studied by psychologists, and taught in business schools. At 94, she spoke at the United Nations, her cane steady, her voice a clarion call. Every wrinkle holds a story, she said. Every year a chance to prove them wrong. Don't let the world tell you you're done. Her words spurred global change. Japan paired elders with startups. Europe funded senior scientists. At 97, Clara still took notes, her mind a restless explorer. She laughed off retirement, saying, "The world's one big game, and I'm still learning the rules." Her family, forever changed, gathered for game nights where Clara taught them to see patterns in life, not just on a screen. Her legacy wasn't the $20,000 donated to a scholarship for dreamers, but the lives she touched, elders who painted, wrote, built, inspired by her refusal to fade. Clara Navarro didn't just win Family Feud. She showed the world that wisdom has no age, that potential has no end, and that sometimes the quietest hearts hold the loudest revolutions.